The latest developments now on the unrest in the Middle East. United Nations delegates will begin arriving in Geneva for the peace talks next week, and the prospect of nuclear weapons in Iran and North Korea will be the topics of discussion. Eyewitness News analyst Lieutenant General Reginald Centracchio joins us now live in studio. Let's start off with Iran, General. They claim their new missile tests do not violate that landmark agreement with the West. Vice President Biden was in Israel. He says any weapon is a violation. Your thoughts?
And he's right, because any missile can be retrofit for either conventional ordnance or nuclear. So to buy off that it doesn't obviously violate the treaty is not so.
Now, the deal which Israel objected to goes against what the sanctions in Tehran. So what is going to happen next at this point?
You know, the next thing that's going to happen is that the members of the United Nations have got to go beyond sanctions. In fact, this afternoon I was up at the northern chapter of the Korean War Veterans Chapter 3, and they were sharing some of the same concerns as it relates to sanctions in Korea. You know, back in 1950, we had the same kind of thing going on, and obviously it resulted in a war. So the sanctions don't mean an awful lot unless they put some consequences to it.
Violence is still taking place across the Middle East despite U.S. airstrikes. Al-Shabaab is still active, for example, in Somalia, even though I think the airstrikes killed about 150 soldiers. Do you see ground troops going in there at this point?
Yes, I do. You know, I think this further demonstrates that the air war and the air campaign by itself does not work. It'll take out some significant personnel, as it did in this case, but it did not put them to the point where they were no longer effective, and it continues to grow. So you do need a combination between air and ground to effectively take it out.
All right, General, the peace talks kick off on Monday in Geneva. What needs to be accomplished here?
They need to have a consequence tied to every time they talk. If this doesn't happen, this is going to happen. Of particular concern is the individuals that don't want to buy off on it. What does that mean for them? They just can't continue and continue as it has been for the past several years.
All right, General Centracchio, thank you for your thoughts. Kelly?